Hey there, y'all. I am
Bobby, and I'm Steffi. We're gonna keep this rolling because that's cool.
right. And we are Between Two Teeth.
Shout out. We're at SmileCon 2022 in Houston, Texas.
That is
Great
right.
state of Texas.
That's right. And we have a special guest.
A larger-than-life guest here.
Larger than life.
Thank you.
Tell us, who are you?
My name is Ruben. I guess I need a nickname too. I'll go by the Rubester.
Oh, the Rubester. I like that.
I like that.
You are a pre-dental student.
Yes.
We first met you through Texas Mission of Mercy, an event that you were showing up to try to figure out, it's dentistry, my thing.
Yeah. Ruben's a rock star.
Ruben is a rock star.
And what you guys can't see is that Ruben is such a rock star that he has a small audience starting to gather to watch him do this video. That is Ruben's influence and effectiveness here. So Ruben, tell us a little bit about yourself. What has just kind of, you've been shadowing in our office. You have been doing, I think, more than many pre-dental students that I know of to kind of prepare yourself to become part of the profession. So talk to us about some of that, your journey.
So I think my journey started off, when I went into undergrad and I started doing a biochemistry degree, and I started, trying to volunteer, kind of get myself out there and see what the dental community is all about.
You did a great job at kind of exposing yourself. This guy asks questions. One of the things that I like, and I think I can probably say that you and I have had a mentor-mentee relationship, and it's gone up and down. Right. You have taught me things for sure. You've actually helped my son out, who's kind of pre-dental, helped him an awful lot. Shout out David McNeill, Dave-O. But that's the way things should work. There is so much that someone like me can learn from you, and vice versa. It's a journey. I know you're passionate about dentistry. You're just getting in there doing something. He's at SmileCon 2022.
When Ruben first met us,
pre-dental student.
He had, in the office, he had these 3D printouts. It was fantastic.
That's right.
And the cool thing is we both love coffee and tea and hockey, and he had teapots and coffee cups and hockey players, and it was fantastic. He read our minds.
You go the extra step. You're not afraid to ask questions. You're not afraid to do things. Is there anything that does scare you?
Yeah, I think, I appreciate the flattery from both of you. I think what scares me the most is that I'm passionate about a lot of different things, and it's kind of hard to figure out, what I want to kind of do, because there's so many things I'm really interested in.
Oh yeah.
And it's just hard to figure out what pathway I want to take.
And I think that's always the challenge. And what I would push you, I'm a bit of a controlling kind of person that I like to say, well, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and do. And if you are not flexible, if you don't listen to what the universe is doing for you and to you, you can miss out on a lot of things. You really can. So I would push you to say, have some plans, go this direction. You probably didn't know you were going to be on Between Two Teeth here at SmileCon. We didn't know we were going to have you on. But great things happen when you're open to stuff.
And Ruben, you've kind of shared part of your story with me. Part of Ruben's genius here, and part what we talked about, is your perspective on life. And Ruben's got a perspective on life, and if you see him around SmileCon, make sure you ask him his story. It's awesome. And part of that is because you don't get the perspective that you have until you are much older or much further along. Yeah. And so you've got a lot of great things going for you, and we're tickled to death that you want to be on our show.
What are three that you would tell pre-dental students if they're trying to get into dental school or figure out if dental school is right for them?
Sure. I'd say the number one most important thing is finding a mentor or mentors like Steffi and Dr. McNeill here.
Yeah, you call me Bobby. It's on the back of my jacket,
cool
Bobby. Yeah, exactly.
I think because they really set you in the correct direction, and they give you a perspective that you're not going to be able to get without having an honest conversation with somebody.
Honest conversation, I like that. And a lot of times people will not have an honest conversation.
Right.
So that's number one.
3?
What's 2 and 3?
So 2 is going to be, kind of try to find your purpose and what you enjoy and what makes you feel fulfilled. Because a lot of time in life, a lot of people tell you how you should be feeling, and you have all this external influence on you, but in order to be a dentist, in order to whatever profession you're going into, you have to have an inner fulfillment and an inner passion inside you to what you're doing. So really ask yourself if that's the case.
And try not to let parents push you in a direction.
Right.
It's been super tough for me with a son. Maybe I had to kind of be as hands off as I could, and that's where you helped me out. What's number 3? Pre-dental student advice.
I'd say is, it's the most classic one, but you're not going to get into dental school if you're not taking your studies seriously. So, take your classes seriously in the sense that, it might not make sense why you're learning like super intricate biochemistry stuff at this point in time, but the point is, all these things are a proven method, and you need to be taking what you're doing seriously, and know that, you know, one day you're gonna
This guy is sharp.
utilize these
This
things.
guy is sharp.
Yes.
We didn't even tell you what we were going to ask you that question. I'm just like, you know,
I
three things.
love that you brought that up about taking your classes seriously. When I was in, I think it was a botany class in college, I had no time for botany, guys. I didn't want to learn about plants.
That's why you kill every plant.
But my faculty, the faculty was the chair of the biology department, so he was a big wig there, and he told us on the first day, he goes, I bet none of you want to learn about botany, but guess what? This is not about learning about botany. It's about showing that you have the discipline to learn something new and get something out of a class that you may not have expected in the beginning.
Right.
And what I like with what Ruben's been able to do, and the message that we try to push, is connect, discover, and inspire. Right? And you're
Ruben
really
does
doing
all three of those for us.
You do all of those things really well. So if you like what we're talking about, hopefully this advice on being a pre-dental student, getting into dental school was helpful to you. Please hit the subscribe.
Thanks,
Love
guys.
y'all.